Something I've seen multiple times coaching midlife women on sustainable fat loss for the last 11 years are women who think they should be losing weight when they are not in a calorie deficit. Their maintenance calories are 1,800. Their calorie deficit target is 1,500, and they're not eating at 1,500. They're eating 1,800 calories on average for the last 60, 90 days. And yet they're going to their doctor and telling everybody, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I'm doing everything perfectly. Or they will have the food part dialed in and they're budgeting their calories and they're not getting their movement up. Movement is 20 to 25% of your calorie deficit equation. So if you don't get your movement up, of course, you're not going to lose weight because that is part of the equation. But I've seen this repeatedly with clients. And so as a coach, when somebody comes to me and says, Megan, I'm doing everything perfectly, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. I'm like, what makes you think you should be seeing fat loss when these things are not dialed in? What makes you think that? I ask clients a lot of questions to dig deeper because this could be self-sabotage in disguise. Like, what makes you think you should be seeing weight loss when these things are not dialed in and you're not in a calorie deficit? And sometimes what'll come up for people is like, well, I'm doing things so perfectly, or I'm tracking my food, or I'm eating more healthy foods, which none of that matters to see results. You have to have the right things dialed in. Or sometimes people will be like, I'm scared of lowering my calories because I've done so many, restrictive, terrible diets in the past where I was starving. I'm really scared of being hungry. Or sometimes people will be like, well, I don't really want to, put in the time and effort to get my steps up in my deficit because I've never lost weight before, so it's probably not going to work out. And so therefore, why should I bother and put in all that extra time and effort? Or sometimes people will be like, I'm scared of failing and not losing any weight, or I'm scared how long it's going to take, or I'm scared that even if I do lose weight, how the heck am I going to keep up with all of this with my busy, crazy life? Or sometimes people are scared of like, how long is it going to take? Is this going to take me a year? I don't know if I can last a year. Or sometimes people will be scared of having to give up their favorite foods, which you never have to give up anything that you normally eat in order to lose weight. It's really about budgeting your calories differently, like you budget your finances. But my point is like, this is self-sabotage in disguise. And you have to dig deeper into like, what makes you think you should be losing weight? Because the bottom line is, if your maintenance is 1,800 as an example, and your deficit is 1,500 and you are not in that 1,500 range, you got to ask yourself, like, what's preventing me from doing that? What are my thoughts around that? What am I scared of about eating at that level? Because I'm sure some of the things I've mentioned, because I've been doing this for so long, I'm sure some of those things are the things in the back of your mind that you don't even realize are unconsciously sabotaging you. And it's the same thing with steps. People who don't prioritize, they'll just be like, I'm too busy. Right. You're sabotaging yourself because you don't believe it's going to work.